Apple just gave tens of millions of iPhone users a choice. Do you allow Facebook and other apps to continue to track you, your behavior on your phone and across the web? Or do you want to block this tracking? So, what are you going to choose? For CBS News, my name is Dan Patterson with tech analyst Rene Ritchie. Rene is an iPhone expert, so it sounds a little nerdy, but iOS 14.5 is now in your hands, and it might be one of the most significant software updates in the history of software. Rene, tell us. Why is this such a big release, and what are the privacy features that have come with iOS 14.5?
Beyond emoji and all the new ones that you're going to be getting, there are significant privacy features that are designed to give us more control like we've had over our physical location for a while, and now they're bringing that to our digital location. And if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. We have the ability to tell an app whether they can track us in the real world, whether they can follow us. And sometimes that's beneficial for things like turn-by-turn directions. And sometimes it's detrimental because it's creepy and people are using it to actually try to track us down. And the digital world has become very similar. There are benefits we can get from allowing our digital location to persist across multiple apps, multiple websites, and that can be getting much more relevant advertising for us. But it can also be misused to build out all these profiles, these shadow profiles of us, where companies are amassing, I think, sometimes information that's so good, we have this urban myth now that they must be listening in on our microphones. But the truth is, they are so good at it, they don't even need to bother with technologies like that.
So, Facebook took out a full page ad in the New York Times at the end of last year saying they are standing up for small businesses and that iOS 14.5 is actually bad for small business. Adweek called this the Adpocalypse. And in a recent story, they surveyed a number of advertisers and said, we really don't know what to expect, but this could be really detrimental to our business. So, which is it? Is this good for consumers and bad for business? Is this bad for everyone, or is this good for everyone?
I think in terms of just privacy, this new policy is fair for everybody. It's not good or bad. I mean, it's good for consumers. It's not bad for advertisers. If we think of it in a consumer-centric way, they have just had unfettered access to our data forever, and it's built up almost an entitlement to it that they have ownership of who we are and what we do online. And the truth is, this is our information. This is our data, and it's so valuable to them that they're willing to spend all this money accumulating it and analyzing it, but we still own it. And what Apple's doing here is saying, just like we have to give permission if an app wants to access our photos or if an app wants to access our contacts, we now have to give permission if these apps want to access our digital location. And there's some indication that it's way easier for advertisers if they don't have to ask us. If they do ask us, some percentage will say, no, we don't appreciate this, please stop. Others might say, yes, this is of value to us, keep on going. But removal of choice, I'm sure, is annoying to them. But I don't believe that any business that is refusing to disclose or get consent for whatever they are doing to me is a good business, is a business anybody wants to be in. So it's my wish that after the rhetoric dies down, they see that this is actually better for them, more ethical for them, and will get them a more engaged and happier user base, which is ultimately better for everybody.
So, should people watching this update their iPhones, and what happens if they do?
So when you update your iPhone for iPhone 14.5, it's a larger release than we usually get in between the big numbers, like in between 13, 14, 15. And you will get a bunch of new features, like you'll see new emojis. And if you don't update, you'll get that horrible little box, which is a big incentive, of course, to update. But it also comes with a variety of security fixes, things that just over days, over weeks, Apple has to fix to keep the iPhone operating in the best way possible. So it's one of those things that maybe wait a day, wait a week to see if anything unforeseen happens, but otherwise, just consistently update whenever you can.